So yes, in part one we covered why ECS, why does it exist, why do you need it? Part two we did architecture, and in part three, this part we are going to go over the installation. So we can show you just how quickly it is to get up and running with ECS. So yes, I think let's get started. Right, so I've already cloned the getting started repo. I'm going to put a link in the video description so you can get that, and also to our website and to the documentation. So yeah, I've cloned this repo, and I've also created an empty directory which is going to be our local version of config. So remember, the server, the CLI talks to the server, and the server talks to the main repository in your Git server of choice, and we pull down the various bits of config that the user has access to into a local repository. The getting started repo contains these config examples. We've got 6 examples we're going to work through, and also a Docker Compose file. And in here you can see it's very simple, so it's just running this container and passing in these environment variables. So we need to define those environment variables. So we've got an environment template. So here, when you sign up for your free trial, you will get an API key that will be emailed to you. So the link in the description will give you access to be able to download, to sign up and get your key. A repository, so you're going to create an empty repository in your Git server. You're going to tell us what sort of Git server it is so we can talk to it, and a token to be able to access that. In addition, your server will need access to either your AWS or Azure or GCP Vault. So in this demo, we're going to be using KMS from AMS, and we're going to set up some credentials to be able to access, for the server to be able to access that key. So yes, assume I've edited all of those values in. They're living in my M file. If I don't show it to you, I won't need to blur out bits of the video. And yes, we should be good to go other than the credentials. So let me just go and grab those. Right, what's that message? So now we should be able to start the server. Just takes a few seconds, obviously, to pull the container. And that is starting. And right, so let's come over here. So what we're going to do, go anywhere really where your Python environment is. And so let's do pip install ctocli. And yeah, that will bring down the CLI from PyPy. I've already got it, so I'm not going to do that. And now we are good to go. So yes, what's the first thing we need to do here? The first thing we need to do is initialize CLI. So that will create us an admin user. So let's go ahead and do that. CTO ECS init API URL. This is our local Docker Compose server that we're running, obviously. So once that's deployed, that would be your main URL. So this is going out to the Git repo now, and it's checking to see if there's any users in there. And there's no users, so it knows it's the very first user, and it's going to create an admin account. So what's my username? Jones. Name Rich Jones. And what that's doing is creating a user in the Git repo. The token is being encrypted with SOPs and stored in the Git repo, as all your secrets will be. And we've also saved a file in the CTO directory. So let's have a quick look at that. Actually, yeah, it doesn't matter if you see my key, so that's fine. And in here you can see the token and the URL that we specified and the directory of the repo, so where that is. Now we're looking here, we can see it's created a directory called repo, and that is actually a Git repo. Or it will be a Git repo once we've done the next bit, which is to pull down some config. So we're going to go CTO ECS config pull. So this is now going through the server out to the repo and bringing down the latest version of the config. If we have a look at that, you can see there's nothing there because we haven't put anything in there. So the only thing that's in there at the moment is the users file. So when you get to this point, you can go and have a look at your repo, and you'll see that it's created a private file that never gets pulled down called users. So now we've got ECS installed, and that concludes part 3 of this video. So what are we doing next? Yes, we're going to install the configuration examples that are in the Getting Started repo, and we're going to have a play around with the different examples. So see you in the next video.